My boss' secret is my undoing. Chapter 6. As soon as those words left Frederick's lips, the York family members erupted in fury and lashed out. Where did this trash come from? He has no manners at all. He's cursing our grandfather to die. We're offering such a worthless thing money. We should just drown him in a river. These low-class people are all the same. Even looking at them is a waste of my time. Xavier's face darkened. Young man, do you know what you're saying? Apologize, and we can move on. As an elderly person, being openly cursed was the last thing Xavier wanted to endure. Frederick frowned. I'm speaking the truth. You're already on your way out. A cloud of gloom passed over Xavier's face. Suppressing his anger, he issued a final warning. Say that again, I dare you. Grandfather, don't misunderstand. He's just tactless and always speaks out of turn, Jennifer interjected, glaring at Frederick. She didn't understand why Frederick was saying such things. Frederick, stop spouting nonsense. Apologize to my grandfather and leave. You have no business here anymore. At the end of the day, Frederick was still her employee and had risked his life because of her. Jennifer felt obligated to defend him. Growing impatient, Frederick retorted, You're dying anyway. How many times do I have to repeat myself? Are you all deaf? His words ignited the situation further, shocking the York family members. Xavier's face turned a livid color. Veins bulged on his forehead, and his anger surged. You won't leave here alive. You will die here today. Seeing the escalating tension, Jennifer urgently cut in. Grandfather, he's an employee of our company. Shut up. Even if he's as powerful as a god, he'll die today. Xavier roared. 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐝. Yes, father. Both responded promptly. Close the doors. Gather all our servants and thugs. I want this insignificant pest crushed. However, in the midst of his fury, a sudden and severe pain overwhelmed Xavier. He collapsed instantly, blood trickling from his eyes, nose, and mouth. Father, grandfather, the York family members were shocked. Their robust patriarch had suddenly collapsed and was bleeding everywhere. Quick, to the hospital. He's not well, Jennifer exclaimed, rushing to his side. But before they could act, Frederick calmly approached and pressed 3 specific points on Xavier's body, visibly alleviating some of his symptoms. The York family members looked at Frederick in disbelief. Could this young man have genuinely diagnosed Lord Xavier's condition? Sir, I'm the only one who can save you right now. Otherwise, you'll be dead within 5 minutes, Frederick calmly stated. Over the years in the northern frontier, he had honed remarkable medical skills. He had observed Xavier's erratic vital signs and organ failures. The elderly man seemed fine on the outside, but his condition would erupt uncontrollably once it reached a critical point. It so happened that today was that critical point. Gritting his teeth, Xavier responded, Then save me quickly. I'll give you $1 million later. Frederick shook his head and replied, I don't want your money. Promise me that you won't use Miss York's position as a threat again. Consider it as me repaying her favor. Jennifer was stunned. She hadn't expected such a request from Frederick, and it left her with mixed feelings. The York family members were furious at his request. Who do you think you are? You're just a low-life trash. How dare you threaten our patriarch? Do you want us to wipe out your entire family? Despite his deteriorating condition, Xavier gritted his teeth and said, Fine, I promise. Save me now. After getting the elderly man's word, Frederick worked swiftly. He pressed a few more pressure points, and Xavier returned to a stable state in less than a minute. The York family members were astounded. Frederick had revived a dying man in just a minute. That was unbelievable. I fulfilled my promise. I hope you'll keep your word. Frederick grinned, leaving Xavier to regret his rash decision. As the head of the York family, he had no room for regret and finally conceded. Jennifer will remain as the deputy CEO of Prosper Corporation. The York family won't touch her position. Jennifer found it hard to believe. Was this the same grandfather she knew? The man who would never submit to anyone, regardless of the situation? Seizing the moment, Frederick took Jennifer's hand. Ms. York, let's go. Once they departed, Zacharias and Zeke clenched their fists in anger. That damn brat. How dare he take advantage of the situation like that? Another servant interrupted. My lord, we went to get the renowned doctor, Dr. Stewart, who lives nearby. He's here. What? Damn it. Bring him in. Xavier's heart sank. If he had known about it earlier, he wouldn't have agreed to Frederick's terms. When Mark Stewart arrived and heard the situation, he said, It seems I arrived too late, but let me give you a checkup, Lord Xavier. After a brief examination, Mark was astounded. Lord Xavier, why did you lie to me? Have I offended you in any way? What do you mean? Xavier was confused. Your ailment is caused by natural degeneration of the body. It's almost incurable with traditional medicine. But you're completely fine now. Only the top doctors from Draconia could have done such a thing. Mark exclaimed in shock. What did I lie about? Xavier asked, still puzzled. Mark exclaimed, You said a young man cured you. That must surely be a lie.